Hi guys, so we're going to go over 3 examples for the distributive property of polynomials. All right, so I have it set up so that it's the easiest to harder of my opinion, what I think. So we're going to start off with just a constant. You're just multiplying, all right? So distributive property means that all you're really doing is you're multiplying that front term, whatever's in front of the parentheses, with every term inside. So you're really just multiplying everything. Multiply everything to the term in the front. So everyone gets a piece of the term in the front. So when I write it, it's gonna look like this. When I do the distributive property, and you'll also see it when other teachers do this motion, we normally put an arrow to the term. So notice that I start from 6 and I go to x squared. I start at 6 again, go to 4x. I start at 6 again and I go to -1. What that symbolizes is that I'm going to multiply 3 times. All right, I'm multiplying 6 to those 3 terms individually. All right, so 6 times x squared. Well, there's no numbers to multiply, and x squared and 6 are not like terms, so you're just multiplying them together. So just put them together. So 6x squared. You don't know what x is. All right, so 6 times a positive 4x, so we know it's going to be a positive number. So here, what's 6 times 4? Well, that's 24. And then again, we don't know what x is, so it just comes along for the ride. All right, and last but not least, 6 times a -1, that gives you -6. And there we go. There is nothing that we can combine. There's no like terms because the exponents are all different. So this is our final answer. So if you have not watched the other videos, in order to get that exponent, instead of using your keyboard that Deltamath gives you, you can use Shift, hold Shift, and then press the number 6. All right, and that's going to give you the caret button for exponents. So when we write this in, it's going to be 6x, and then hold Shift, press the number 6, and you'll notice that the cursor moves up. That's where you're going to put the 2 for the squared. Use your right arrow to move back to the standard line, plus 24x minus 6. Submit answer, press yes, and you're done. All right, so level 2. Level 2 is what happens if there isn't just a regular constant number. It's just not a 6 or a 5 or a 10, just a regular number. All right, so this part we have to incorporate exponent rules. All right, exponent rules state that when you're multiplying terms that has exponents, what you're going to do is you're going to add the exponents. All right, so again, I'm going to rewrite it. -4x squared, 9x squared minus 6x. Both are in parentheses. That's called a binomial because there's 2 terms inside of that parentheses. All right, and again, I'm going to use my arrows to signify that I'm going to multiply. All right, I'm going to take -4x squared and I'm going to multiply that to 9x squared. All right, so we'll do that part first. So -4 times 9, all right, that's going to give us a -36. Okay, all right, so well, we're going to multiply. We're multiplying x squared times x squared. When we are multiplying with exponents, the base stays the same, and we're going to add the exponents together. So that gives us x to the 4th power. So this is really going to be -36x to the 4th power. All right, good. All right, so the next one, we're doing negative 4x squared, and we're going to multiply that to negative 6x. All right, so we have a negative 4 times a negative 6. That's going to give us a positive 24. We have an x squared times an x. All right, so here, if it helps you, write that one exponent that we do not need to write, because then this will let you know that it's not just x squared, it's not just 2 plus 0, it's actually 2 plus 1, and that's going to give us x to the third power. All right, so we have a positive 24 and then x to the third power. That is going to be our final answer. We're going to go in here, write that down, negative 36x, and then again hold shift, press the number 6 to get that exponent, 4, press the right arrow key to go back to the regular line, plus 24x raised to the third power. Press submit, yes, and there we go. All right, and our last example is going to be with 3 terms. It's not really super complicated, but once you get the hang of just multiplying, it's actually very similar to the first example, all right, where we're going to multiply 3 times, but we have to incorporate exponent rules. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this part right here. Okay, so I have space. Example 3, right towards the bottom here. We still need this part, all right? So exponent rules, when we're multiplying the terms, we add the exponents. So we have x squared negative 7x squared plus 2x minus 7. There's 3 terms inside of the parentheses. We call that a trinomial, all right? All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and distribute. We're going to multiply x squared to every of the 3 terms. All right, so x squared times negative 7x squared. So it's really 1 x squared. So really 1 times negative 7 is just going to be negative 7. What we did for the previous one, when we are multiplying with exponents, all right, we are going to keep the base the same, and then we're adding the exponent. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. So this is going to be x to the 4th power. All right. So the next one, so x squared times 2x. So 1 times 2 gives you 2. X squared times x. So x squared times x. Again, there's that 1 that we do not write, so you can go ahead and write it so that you know that this is actually x 2 plus 1, which is x to the 3rd power. All right, and then last but not least, 1x squared minus 7. So 1 times negative 7 is going to give you negative 7, and then x squared just comes along for the ride. That's the 3rd part. And none of the exponents are the same, so you can't combine like terms. This is going to be your final answer. So let's go ahead and plot that in. All right, negative 7x raised to the 4th plus 2x raised to the 3rd minus 7x raised to the 2nd power. Submit, yes, and there you go. Hope that helps. Have a great day.